Subscribe to JB dragmotoxboss. My goal is 1.75k subscribers by 2024. If I have 1.75k subscribers, I will release the quote-unquote Real Dictatorial 3 alternate ending. Hello, welcome back to JB dragmotoxboss. I'm going to be stocking up on more book presents. In this video, I'm going to be telling you five things that you should do when you have a crush. It probably won't even be 5. It'll probably only be 4. I don't know. But I just randomly thought to say that because I wanted to talk about this subject again, okay? So when you have a crush, it is a very big, interesting moment to your life. You know, it's very intriguing. You know, you feel really good when you have a crush, all right? But here are 5 things to do when you have a crush, just to not make yourself look like an idiot, just to keep things content and smooth, I guess. I don't know. So, here's one of the 5 things. 1, what you should do is, if you ever see your crush in public, or like wherever you see your crush in that public space, you could choose to talk to her. If you want to choose to talk to her, if you've already talked to her in the past, and she's talked to you in the past, then like go up and say a few words to her, start a conversation. Sure, that's fine. But if nothing like that has happened, don't just go up to her and talk to her out of the blue, all right? But if you're friends of her, go and talk to her, start up a conversation. That's definitely something that you'll want to do. Don't ignore her if you usually talk to her, because she'll think that you don't want to be around her in general, or maybe, you don't view her as that important, and obviously that's not true if she's your crush. Or he, I'm saying she because this is mostly straight guys that watch my content, all right? Anyways, another thing that you want to do if you have a crush is don't come off as needy. Don't text first all the time. If you ever have their socials or something, or don't be the one to always text first. Do not text first all the time. Don't go, "Hi, how's your day?" every single day or every other day, and they don't even start the conversation first. Don't do that. That's not ideal. That's not good. It'll make you come off as needy. It'll embarrass yourself as well. I've embarrassed myself in the past by doing that, all right? Another thing that you want to do if you have a crush is, this is a little bit of an interesting one. I used to say don't recommend my content, but if you really like my content and you want your crush to watch my content, go ahead and do so. If you like my type of content, or this just goes for your personality in general, don't be afraid to show your true personality around your crush, all right? Now, don't, act weird and goofy around them like you do with your friends normally, because they're your crush. But if you guys normally act goofy around each other because you know each other well, then that's an exception. The point is, act yourself. Be yourself. Don't pretend to be someone else. Don't pretend to put on a mask, all right, like Dream did for a few years, but in a different context. Make sure to show your true personality, because if she actually ends up crushing on you more and more as you guys, hang out or whatever, or speak to one another, and you show your non-true personality, then that's just not going to work out. If you show a fake personality, or not your true self or whatever, then your crush will end up crushing on or falling in love with not the real you, and that's not what you want. You can't provide not the real you. You can only provide the real you, all right? I know some of this stuff sounds pretty basic, but sometimes we do need reminders like that. Even I need reminders like that sometimes. So just keep that in mind. Number 4, what not to do if you have a crush is to tell everybody. Don't tell everyone you have a crush on a specific person. Now, there are some exceptions. Let's say you have a community, or you have a bunch of online friends, and you want to tell them about your crush. You can do so. You can even tell them your crush's name, as long as they don't talk to people you know IRL. But besides that, nothing. Don't tell a lot of people. And even though a lot of people will say, "Hey, you can trust us," you never really know. What if they accidentally blurt it out? Sometimes they unintentionally give out, secrets or whatever. Or sometimes people will just straight up backstab you. That's how the world is. keep it to a bare minimum. Only tell a bare minimum amount of people that you have a crush on a person, all right? Otherwise, it will probably get leaked and it will not turn out well, all right? It'll create embarrassment for you, you know, not really too much if you think of it, because, like, you know, just what if, you know, you heard someone has a crush on you, but you don't have a crush on them? You know, it's a little embarrassing, but not entirely, all right? But it's just something that's just, you know, you don't want being shared in general, you know? It's just something you would like to keep up, you know, keep private, you know? Number 5, and this one's a little interesting one, don't ever actually tell your crush that you have a crush on them. Don't do that. That's not, I've done that before. It's not a good idea. Don't actually say that you like them, okay? When you feel that it is right to progress talking to someone because you like them and you think they might like you, ask them out on a date. Ask them to hang out, whatever. If you do so, they'll kind of assume that you like them. All right? But it'll take away that sense of awkwardness that could be created if you were to just straight up confess. All right? Be natural, be smooth. The only time you should really be revealing that you actually like someone is right before you ask them to be your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever friend nowadays. You know, not everyone's a male or a female nowadays. Your partner, I should say. Or if they confess to you first. If they confess and they're like, do you like me back? Well, there's nothing you can really do that. You know, if you don't want to ruin the chances of you, you know, being with your crush, I guess that's what's going to have to happen, you know? If they do that, if they do say, oh, I like you, then clearly that goes to show that they didn't watch this damn video. Like, holy crap. Why aren't they not? Why not? You know, more people got to watch this video for this to get recognition and for the words to be heard so that people can live better lives. All right. Like I said in the last video where I talked about crushes, don't rely on them liking you. All right. Don't create the suspense. Assume that they 90% don't like you, but 10% like you. Assume that you could spark something with them if you tried. But don't assume that they like you. Just assume that your life's going to be normal. Be happy with your life, you know? Talk to friends. Hang out with friends. Appreciate the people who are in your life. So when you actually get rejected by your crush, you won't actually be completely crushed. In the end, you don't need a relationship, at least for a while. If you're young like me, if you're 17, even if you're 17, you don't need a relationship. Even if you're in college, you don't need a relationship. You only need a relationship when you're out of college and you want a long life part, like a long-term relationship, or if you want kids or if you want a family or whatever. That's when you're gonna need to get a partner. But not even then does everyone want to get a partner. Some people just don't want partners. You don't need a partner when you're young, all right? I 100% understand that love takes us off our feet, or whatever the frick you say, like whatever figure of speech. I understand that it's an incredible feeling, and I kept on saying this year that I was literally not going to get into a relationship till like after high school, you know? Well, I'm not going by those standards. If I find an opportunity to get with someone I like, or, you know, vice versa, they like ask me out or whatever, you know, I'm not gonna stop that opportunity. Even with the statistics of most relationships end before high school ends. You know, I truly believe that those statistics are the way they are because of everyone else. It doesn't necessarily have to be you, if that makes sense. Like, try to grasp onto this concept, all right? Like, you don't have to be the 99%. You can be the 1% or the 0.1%. You can make it work. Or maybe it just doesn't end up working. Regardless, you should always try, you know? The reason why most of these relationships don't work is because, well, Sometimes people are figuring out their sexuality, or sometimes there's complications with family. There's a whole bunch of things, or just moving. When you get into a relationship, make sure to talk these things out. If they are questioning their sexuality, maybe you shouldn't get with them. Or if they feel like they might not be able to handle the long distance relationship, then like when the relationship turns long distance, because it'll most likely happen after high school, make sure you have a conversation about that and stop yourself from getting into a deep relationship with those standards, all right? A lot of people will just not think about that, and that's why the statistics are how they are. So, good news, you could actually control, like, if you are the 0.01% or not. Well, you have at least more of a control over it. Sometimes uncontrollable things could happen, and stuff happens. And the most important thing in the world is that you just spend time with your family, spend time with your friends. They're there when you go through terrible breakups. I know breakups are terrible. I know, all right? I think this entire community knows if you've been around earlier this year.